know that our East Cleveland Public Library employee policy and the manual, employee manual, and the Board of Trustees policy manual are readily available on our website for anyone to view. Our problems can be resolved if we abide by library policy. And in order to accomplish this, we need to read the policy, all the policies. We need to understand the policies, and we need to adhere to the policies. I have worked here a long time, and I know that if policies are followed, this will greatly diminish our problems. And I know that for a fact because our former director, who was the director for over 20 years, is here in the audience, that we had such a wonderful reign when he was the director.
Order of the day, Mr. Chairman.
I just want to speak clearly that I know following policy, what it will do. It will diminish our problems. Condoning wrongdoing with no accountability. Other concerns that I have identified is that the blurred lines of the roles. Our roles are not clearly defined. It seems that they are spilling over into each other because of the lack of knowledge of our roles. Making snap decisions without consulting our policies will continue on the pattern of our diminishing leadership, and it keeps generating an uncooperative spirit among the team members at all levels, from the top all the way down. The role of the board. I was told 2 weeks ago by a board member that there are 9 board members now. But however, over the past course of the week, 1 member resigned. Now I assume that the count is 8. I don't understand how that could be when our charter says 7. The policy manual states that the president is the spokesperson for the board. Yet I receive constant directives from other board members. I was also told that board members can call meetings at any time. Board members have been calling and emailing me requesting to post meeting calls along with agenda. When I quoted the policy that the president calls meetings, I was told that I had a lack of knowledge regarding other open meeting acts, sunshine laws, and yet throughout all the emails and telephone calls, no one presented me with any written documentation. Set the goals for the director. Our former director did not have any goals to achieve despite my recommendations prior to the end of my first term as the interim director. I still have that list of goals that I introduced last summer to the Board of Trustees. We have to make everyone accountable for their actions. In this second tenure, I've tried to concentrate on running the day-to-day activities of the library, yet it's very difficult when you're acting as a go-between for both sides of the board. I feel I'm a messenger for the board as opposed to being a qualified leader for the library. I receive different directives from the school board members, from the library board members, from the prosecutor's office, to the point where sometimes I'm unsure who I'm supposed to listen to. Also, I'm called and emailed constantly to give an accounting for my actions and running the day-to-day activities, yet it seems that no one is made to be accountable as much as I'm called into question. I recall former administrators were not subjected to such micromanaged inquisitions. The progress is being stifled. The library's board split has gone beyond all reason. It doesn't even make any sense anymore. What's best for the library seems like it's out of focus. A house divided itself, it cannot stand. The staff is questioning our existence. Do we want chaos? Do we want division? Do we want failure? Do our board and the powers to be want us to retain our autonomy, or is there an undercurrent that's orchestrating the chaos and setting us up for failure? I don't know, the power seems so great that it does seem like it's a sabotage taking place. And our credibility is being questioned, and our library is in serious jeopardy. The staff is confused as to why board members show up at the library and give them directives. They are pressured, and they ask me as the director, who should they listen to? I don't even know half the time what to tell them. Sometimes the staff, they look into administration, they're looking to the library board of trustees as their leader, and they don't see the leadership. We're not working together, and it's so much confusion. It's so much confusion going on. I have some information about some updates of I'm almost done. Please bear with me.
Okay.
Hurry up.
I appreciate you all wanting to listen.
want to hear.
I appreciate that because
We want to hear.
Go ahead, hear it. Go
We
ahead.
want to hear.
We want to hear.
Hold on a minute.
It's true. Yeah.
If you want to hear the report from the interim director, you can't talk while she gives a report, because other people can't hear. I understand the amen callers and all that, but this is not church. Continue, director.
Could be.
Come on now.
a reason for
Hold up. Do you want to do the audience participation now? Or do you want to listen to the director's report? Order of the day, Mr. Chairman. All right, don't interfere. Continue, director.
I see things from, like I said, various perspectives as a staff member, as a person who has deep roots in the community, and I also see it as an administrator. And it's very easy to see what's wrong. The hard part is trying to correct the wrongs and make it right. One of the things that I see that we have to bridge the gap is allowing the fiscal department to run as if it's a separate department above all the rules and regulations and policies of the library. This has never been done or allowed before. The fiscal officer has taken on a self-imposed title as Director of Finance and is given much more latitude than the position actually allows. It has further caused a rift in the smooth flow of library operations, and when I say that, I've asked the fiscal officer many times to see bills, to see timesheets of employees. Anything that I've ever asked for, I don't get. There is no transparency. There should be checks and balances. There should be internal controls. I have repeatedly expressed this. It's a grave concern over the last year and a half, and I get nothing back. Anything I ask for, and I'm supposed to be the supervisor of all the staff. I don't know who gets paid what. I yet had any input as far as that's concerned. I should be signing off on employees' time and their action, and I brought this to the board numerous times last year because I knew that the fiscal officer was paying people off of a schedule instead of actual hours worked. There may be a schedule produced, but the employee may call in sick. The employee may not show up or leave early. You can't pay an employee off the schedule. You have to pay the employee as they have worked. So there's a lot of non-compliance to our internal controls. There's also been an approval of an attendance at a meeting at a conference. There was a conference that was just a few weeks ago at the 15th Annual Local Governments Conference, in which that should have been afforded to library staff. Whenever it's necessary to limit the number of employees who can participate in an activity, the director will determine which employees may participate. Well, that didn't happen, and I was told that that was a former board member who attended the library conference that should have been extended to library employees, not to the regular general public. That was an unethical, grossly unethical move on the part of the fiscal officer.
Can we, on that specific item right there, can you identify who the board member was?
No, not right now. Finish your, finish the
Let her
report,
give a
please.
report. You can write your notes down. Let her give a
You're
report.
not yelling, it's a question.
Finish it.
I'm gonna move forward. How can we expect the staff to give stellar service and expect the library to run smoothly if the leadership is not leading by example? The staff wants to meet with the board. I've expressed this even last year. They want to talk to the board. They want you all to listen to their concerns. They're eager to share ideas on what has worked in the past. Most of these employees have been here the average about 10, 15 years. They want to tell you what they know that has worked and to further share to see if we can move the library forward. Wrongdoing, so much wrongdoing has been condoned, and I can't help but wonder if all these events are just purposeful, so that the public will know that we can't manage our own library to the extent that we would need a more powerful system to step in. I don't know if we're fighting a losing battle, and I'm sure of what the common goal is, but if we want this library system to remain autonomous, even if it means we need a mediator, we need a consultant to resolve our issues, we need to swallow our pride for the greater good of the library. We need to create the image that we want to project. We need the leaders to lead with integrity. We need to be equipped with the knowledge and with concern for the community and the staff. And you have to have the library's best interests at heart. Rather than choosing sides and being influenced by others, you need to be an independent thinker who's willing to research policies and procedures that will lead to a proper understanding of library matters. Recommendations for the future, we need to reinstitute library school visits. We need to concentrate on boosting our circulation. We need to have the board meet with staff in a retreat. We need to purchase a vehicle to help run library operations smoothly. And since the onset of these many transitions that has taken place in the past, and we keep trying to strategically rebrand ourselves in the community, I just want to say that I'm really proud of the achievements that the staff has made, and they keep trying to deliver great library service, keeping the doors open, keeping the lights on. What we just have to do, we have to come together and to make sure that that happens for now and in the future. And when you hire a library director, or even if you're thinking about rehiring the library director, please use the guidelines set by Ohio Library Council. The Ohio Library Council gives great detail on what things need to be accomplished. You need to set goals for the library director. You need to enforce accountability, enforce policy. There needs to be evaluations, and not just with the director, but with the fiscal officer as well. I have tried to identify key problem areas. I have tried to take corrective actions that I felt was best for the library as an institution. Being effective as a director according to the policy manual, section 1.21, the Board of Trustees delegates to the director the authority to serve as the administrative officer of the library. The director is authorized to implement board policies, administer the library budget within the set limits that the board has adopted in the appropriation document, effectively recommend hiring, discharging, disciplining employees, representing the library in the community, directing library service, programs, and facility maintenance. My goal is to focus on increasing our productivity, trying to boost our image, trying to unify the staff again by adhering to hiring practices, adhering to the policies and procedures that are in place, plus making cost-effective decisions that will increase our revenue and our credibility as a viable and strong library system. We are stewards to the residents of East Cleveland and the greater community, and we should all install leadership that has a passion and a drive, not only that will increase our knowledge, but to help develop the staff, the resources, and benefits for all the stakeholders of the library. If these suggestions that are given are taken in consideration to change the climate of our library, it could prove to be so very beneficial. I think our library can survive. I think our library will be able to grow. My request is just to the trustee board is to be biased in their decision making and uphold policies and procedures that are in place. If so, they'll be on a road to success with a functional trustee board at the helm. Thank you for listening.